on, y'all? This is your boy Village from Ethnos Expressions, and to the right of me we have
Miss Voila.
And to the right of her we have
Miss Mo. What's up?
And to the right of her we have
Cool Care from Ethnos Expressions.
All right, man. We really appreciate you guys being on our channel. Please subscribe. Please follow us on Facebook. Also follow us on Instagram. Please like this video. So, what is the subject for today, y'all?
What y'all want to talk about?
What y'all want to talk about?
Well, what's going on now?
Let's talk about these people spitting in the food in the supermarket.
Ooh.
What is going on?
I don't know.
It's going viral too. Like it's like nonstop.
Like an epidemic.
Yeah, like people. It started with that girl. Some girl wearing right? It was some girls wearing glasses or whatever.
No, I don't know. I heard it started with some cucumber challenge, where the girls going to the supermarkets, they was grabbing cucumbers and they was showing people how to use a cucumber doing some oral sex.
That might have been the start. I don't put it past
I heard
them.
that was the start. Disgusting. Oh my gosh.
Well, even if that's the case, I don't understand how can that lead to licking ice cream in a supermarket. Like, that's disgusting.
I mean, you can't buy nothing no more. Nope. I don't want to buy no food in the supermarket.
Look, our food gonna be like New York City. I don't know if y'all ever been in New York supermarkets. I pretty much look like locked in cages.
That's what they gonna need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think now it's gonna get to a point because most ice cream you get now is like you could just peel it open and you're right to the ice cream. I think now they're gonna have to start like wrapping them.
They need to.
Like put a hard, thick plastic seal on it.
What would make a person want to go to the supermarket and do something like that? I mean, that's just gross. It's disgusting.
I don't know.
I have no clue.
You have followers though, like you have like people that see a challenge on, any social media platform that immediately, I want to do it too. I want to be cool. I want to be accepted in society. So people start licking Oreos, start licking this, start licking cheese.
They need to arrest these people too.
Almost
I hope
definitely.
they do. I think they arrested 1 or 2 people who. Wow.
Yeah, they was able to find them. That's what they say. But I think everybody probably has the same general reaction to seeing anything like this, which is shameful, disrespectful. But I think if you go deeper into it, there's some ties going on to it. There's some common ties of what you see. Number one is probably that I see is that we're seeing it. So they're being recorded. So they have a partner or a co-conspirator that's recording. So it's probably that they want, and they're releasing it, so they want it to go viral, they want it to be seen, and they probably get a thrill from the shock value. The shock is, to the public, anybody could be on the wrong side of this act, meaning the purchaser. So they get a thrill out of that. So I think that's what it is. It's not that. I think this stuff been going on and nobody's been recording it. I think that just doesn't have the thrill of it for them. They always want it to be seen, and that's gonna tie in the shock value of it. My thing is, I hope I could contain myself if I happen to see this go down personally. But I think they kind of watch their back and see who's in the aisle and could maybe stumble on it and watch and see it, and if they look like a potential threat. I think that's something that goes down, because I think when you're dealing with the public and you do something like that, that can be looked at as a threat, a straight up threat to any given member of society, especially somebody with kids who look at it as a direct threat to their kids, because what you playing around with could wind up in my kid's mouth. So now, guess where the stakes are now as far as somebody who see that, who feel like that, so
like, what can we do about this? Like, what?
In my opinion about that, number one thing is, this is a new threat to how we live, as far as purchasing things out the grocery store. ice cream has seemed to be safe because there was never tamper-proof things put on it. But I think it's like, okay, now we're in a new day. Now we need to do that. How hard can it be to just make it tamper-proof like almost everything else is? You know, so it just was we never needed to put an alarm on ice cream, basically. You know, just like an alarm on a car. At one point in time, there wasn't really a need or a demand for it. But when it presents itself, then you address it as well. So unfortunately, that's just where we are.
It's not even ice cream. I mean, they're doing it with Listerine. You're seeing a guy gargling and spitting his saliva back into the Listerine bottle. You got somebody with the Arizona tea. I mean,
well, those have the tamper-proof seal, so I don't even think they have the same effect. Because pretty much, unless you're in a hurry, you check out things and make sure that the seal is there. But just like as far as just recently, I ran to the store, picked up something, but didn't really look at what I got the wrong thing. But it wasn't anything edible or anything like that. But you know, you just kind of gotta watch out these days.
Check everything. Check everything. My goodness. I spoke to
sad.
somebody and they told me that this has been going on for years. Years and years and years. That's probably why it's a lot of different diseases, you know, that, you know, they don't understand how people got this and got that, you know, as far as different, you know, diseases that's out there, you know, that this has probably been going on for years, but just now we have the cameras and the, you know, these cell phones and everybody taking these videos and the media, you know, so now we're seeing it more, you know. But this is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's insane. I think this goes to, like, we don't farm our own food. We don't produce anything. Most people rely on these major corporations, these major supermarkets, the government to come in to provide all of our food and everything like that. So it's just, when that's violated, I mean, it's a whole nother level of just concern, especially if you got young ones. You know, you don't want diseases to spread. There's all type of nasty diseases out there, and for people to do that, they bring a discomfort. You don't know what you're bringing home. So I think what's gonna wind up happening is you're gonna see a surge in people going to fresh markets, right? Farm fresh markets. You know, it literally came directly from the farm, directly from the source. And this is gonna hurt big businesses. So if they don't put a wrap on it, they don't figure out something soon, long term, this could have an effect on huge supermarket chains.
Because, I mean, what's next? I mean, even if they was to put a wrap and seal on everything, I mean, there's other ways that people could, you know.
People could take a needle.
Affect food, you know.
I think I remember hearing something that they said that someone was tampering with the water. You know, putting a needle or something in the water and injecting it with something or something. I recall hearing. So nothing to say.
Wow.
This is terrible. I mean, for somebody to actually do something like that, I mean, what does that tell us about that person?
I mean, even like with Halloween candy, you know, you always been told, you know, check your candy before you eat it, razors. I just don't understand why. Especially the children, you know it's going to a child.
I don't think you can do Halloween anymore.
Really?
You really can't trust this, you know, they could do anything now. It's honestly, it's gotten out of control. And
definitely. You people have to stop this. This is madness. We can't go to the supermarket, we can't buy no food.
I think it's just young and dumb kids, or just, you know, lonely, depressed. I mean, they did say, right, there's statistics that say, you know, depression's at an all-time high now, and they said it's due to social media. I could believe that, especially for the young generation that don't know how to be mature and adapt to social media. You know, it's stressful, and a lot of times you want to cause tension to yourself, like, hey, I'm gonna do the next challenge, I'm gonna dance while the car is moving, you know, I'm gonna climb a tree and jump off of it. So
do anything for clout.
There you go.
Do anything.
Do anything for clout.
Hey, true words, man. True words from Offset. So
yeah,
I think that's the biggest issue. Honestly, as far as what I would do, I mean, we don't know. We don't know what we getting. You know, all we can do is pray and hope that we don't get poisoned. You know, maybe cook your food till it's almost burnt, kill every bacteria.
I mean, you don't know what these people have. Different diseases.
Well, I see a. Oh, I mean, cut you off. Go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, I see a tamper-proof seals coming, and you know, the next thing as far as ice cream. I mean, I would shudder and cringe about fresh produce that's just out. How do we deal with that? But it's back to the ice cream. Me personally, if I am to purchase ice cream at this point, up to the point that they do put on some tamper-proof tops, I'm reaching in the back. I'm not. Yeah, I mean in the very back. You know, because they might have took some time. We got the first fold, as far as I know. But yeah, the very back, and that's past that. You know, there's no defense against being on the wrong side of these challenges or whatever it is you want to call it. These
ridiculous,
crazy acts.
Well, what do you think the penalty should be?
Oh my goodness. Street justice.
Yeah. We need that. I tell you. I don't think the penitentiary is gonna help that. But even if they went to jail, you know, for something like that, you're doing chemical harm, biological harm. I think that's a felony. Yeah. Right? That's not no little misdemeanor. You know, I picked up a bag of chips and walked out the store. No, you put your chemicals on something else that could harm somebody.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know what you have, you know, so that to me is a felony. And like you said, you know, it would also be handled.
Well, see, what compounds it is it's put back on the shelf as if nothing happened. The lid back on. I could see it being, I guess, less of an offense if the top was left off. You know, if it was a challenge as far as I'm personally gonna do this and get away with it, but I'm not trying to harm the next individual or put him in a spot of, you know, it's presented as if it was never breached. You know, once you do that, it's almost like probably in the drug game. What you have for your personal use is one level of crime. But when you got intent to distribute, then you open in a whole nother chapter. So this is almost looking into intent to distribute, I mean, in a wrong way though, intent to harm the one behind you. You know, if they wouldn't lift this ice cream if they thought somebody beat them to this ante and somebody licked it before them, they ain't gonna lick after them, no. So, but what they're doing is setting up the next man, and I think that compounds it and makes it much worse.
So do you think the person that is recording should get charges?
Definitely guilty by association. It ain't even association. It ain't like he just standing there or rode in the car with him. It ain't even association. They're recording, and they're recording because they know some action about to take place. They don't record them every minute of the day. They know what it is, and they know why they're going there. So they're just as guilty as the person doing it, if you ask me.
I agree. More than likely, they're edging that person on to do it. They're probably the main culprit.
They like the lookout. So you know, the lookout get the same crime.
They the lookout, the hype man.
The hype man.
Right.
Like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm live.
The cheerleader and all of that. And the coach, cheerleader, all of that. You know.
It's insane, man. It's who knows what to do now? Honestly, it's crazy.
Roll your own.
Make your own.
Well, you know, I made some ice cream as a young boy, though. You know, coasting along with rock salt and all that, but just side note, folks.
I think it's going to wind up costing us more money if they have to put protection sales. If anybody, it impacts us.
Right.
You know, they're going to put that. They're not going to take on that cost. They're going to put that cost into the consumer.
Higher.
Everything. I mean, especially now with, you know, you're starting to hear about. I know it's a little sidebar about wages slowly going up everywhere. And then now you got the attack on, you know, our food in the market. They're like, hey, look, no problem. We'll put a sale on it. Let's see how much it's going to cost. An extra probably 25 to 50 cents on top of your ice cream, on top of anything, on top of your eggs, on top of whatever. it's gotten to that point where it's like insane. But still, even that don't even mean anything because things can still happen behind the scenes we don't know about.
True.
So
Fast food.
yeah.
You know,
That's another topic.
I didn't pay attention to it, but there was a time when there wasn't tamper-proof seals on just about everything in the store. So that day came when it was like, okay, well, you don't even have a jar really in a grocery store that doesn't have some kind of pop-top seal. I don't recall a price surge, but I wonder if anybody out there remembers a price surge, because there was a time when everything didn't have either a tamper-proof seal, or you have to open the top and pull back some kind of seal. All of that, there was a time when that wasn't the situation. So,
and I think Haagen-Dazs, to your point, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, I know there's still some companies that still have ice cream where you have to pull back a seal.
right, the boxes, the one that's more like a smaller
one, yeah.
portion, you know, but the bigger ones seem to be you just pull the top.
Right over.
And I don't think it's going to be a big deal to go along with what's going, fix what's happening, make an adjustment to what's happening. But I think it was just everybody thought ice cream was safe.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Okay, so from y'all that are Bluebell ice cream fans, which I was, previously they had a lot of issues, a lot of recalls. It seemed like they always had something in the news about their ice cream having a problem. Do y'all think that it was a type of conspiracy going around? Because just so happened, this particular girl decided to lick that brand of ice cream out of all the many different flavors.
Well, I think I shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but that's what I'm doing, and I think we all do to a certain degree. But I think this was just maybe looking at her age, what she had on, things of this nature, how it kind of looked seemingly spontaneous, which could be a ploy, but that's just what I'm looking at. And the vibe I got, which I trust my vibes, is that this was just straight up a prank, ploy type of thing, just an antic. And the choice of Bluebell is like, if you're gonna lick some ice cream, go for the top dog, one of the top names. And she, in my opinion, she probably grabbed her favorite flavor. Who's gonna do that and pick something you don't like? If you don't like pistachio, I think you're not gonna pick up pistachio. So I think that's what it was. Everybody liked Bluebell, a fan of it, and decided, and that helped in the decision. And I just feel like maybe the way it was done, it just seemed like it wasn't a lot of thought to the corporation and to really try to, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion.
Was it what about the second person that had? It was the second person that did ice cream. Did they have Bluebell too?
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, but I know that the primary person that went viral was, if y'all know, let us know in the comments section about the other video that went viral. Was that Bluebell? Alright, you guys, well, that's a wrap. We thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Ethnos Expressions, where we bring our views and opinions from all over the globe. And once again, I am your girl, Miss Voila.
This is your boy Village.
Miss Mo.
And Cool Kev coming to you. We're coming to you from Ethnos Expressions.
Alright.
Alright, y'all. Please
care.
like this video.
Peace.
And subscribe. Peace.
Bye.